Hey you guys, it's Makanor, and I'm going to talk about online groups such as packs, pods, clans, covens, the whole 9 yards, and what I think causes them to fail. In my opinion, a lot of these online social groups or social cliques tend to be like fireworks, in a sense. They burn brightly and they make a lot of noise, but after about a minute, or after like at least half a minute, they burn out real quickly. And that's about it. And I think a lot of online social cliques tend to follow that same pattern. And I think the shortcomings or the flaws of these groups that tend to cause them to fail so quickly is a lack of depth to it. There's a lack of established bond or friendship or relationship in these groups. Like with canine therids and packs. Like when it comes to online packs, a lot of people just think alpha, beta, omega. And they tend to forget the whole fact that in the wild that packs did not were not, originally going through ranks like alpha, beta, omega. It was basically a family unit of a mating pair, usually the mother and father and the offspring in the wild. Now in captivity, alpha, beta, omega ranking and dominance and all that has been observed, but that's in captivity versus in the natural wild. And so a lot of canine therians, they tend to forget that. They tend to, in my opinion, forget that they I think a lot of canine therians when they create packs, they I think a good bit of them do understand that it's supposed to be a family, but I feel like they do go about it the wrong way. Because some packs do try to establish the sense that they're supposed to be a close knit family and all these things, but in my opinion, they go about it the wrong way. Like they recruit 1,000,001 members, and just taking they recruit 1,000,001 members, and it's just everybody's accepted and everything like that. And there's nothing wrong with accepting everyone, but are putting when you're focusing more on quantity than the quality of these relationships and bonds that you have with these people, then you aren't really establishing type of a family type group that you're trying to project, that you're trying to achieve. You're basically having a bunch of people that really don't know each other, and you're basically hoping that they all can basically get along. And thing like that is exactly like a firework. These people may be able to start conversations and keep some of them going for a bit, but after time, they will. I feel like it would die off, and that's how I think like most of these online packs work. Like they are very loud in a sense of like a firecracker or a firework. Like they're very loud with a social presence, and they burn very brightly with a lot of members or a lot of a lot of media of their groups are a lot of fame in a sense, quote unquote fame. But they do burn out very quickly, or they do disband or go inactive. And another thing I feel a lot of online groups make the mistake of, or especially with packs, they make a good, like a small bit, or like some canine therians, I think they make the mistake is that they don't see packs as, something that's supposed to be taken very seriously. For some of them, a pack is just similar to like a clique or a squad or a group of friends or something like that. And for them, they take the rankings of alpha, beta, omega like very lightly. Like, oh well, who wants to be beta, who wants to be alpha? You and you. Okay, I'm choosing him, da 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 da. And I feel like that that kind of, in a sense, that it lessens it by association, it kind of, in my opinion, brings down or depreciates the value of other packs that really do take the whole family concept seriously, and do actually take a lot of other concepts of pack and clans and covens and whatnot very seriously. Because I've seen like at least a good bit of online packs being composed by role players and fakes and teen wolves and people that just do it just because they think it's cool. And when you have something like that, it's heavily saturated, and I think that's heavily saturated when it comes to canine therians, basically wolf therians and packs. Like a good bit of these packs and these groups are basically like role players and fakes and teen wolves, or people that are just doing it just because it's cool. And when you have that much oversaturation of fakeness, it's hard to really appreciate. It's hard for, legitimate, or, really serious groups or packs or otherkin social cliques to really be taken seriously, or to really be, held in a positive light, because there's already that negative connotation to all the other false stuff that's already out there. But I mean, if my tips in general would be to focus more on the message. Like, if you're creating yourself a otherkin social clique or group, whether it's a pack, a coven, or whatever group that you want to create, as far as otherkin are concerned, or in general, focus more on the message that you're trying to project. Focus more on the quality of the relationships with the people in your group. And do not focus on quantity, because when you start focusing on quantity, you start to lose quality, and you start to lose basically the sense and the vision of the message and the theme that your group is supposed to be projecting. When you try to basically cater to a lot of people, that tends to happen. So I think if you're trying to go for creating a group, you need to stay true to the message that you think the group should represent. You should probably try to stay true to the mission or the goal that you think that your group should try to accomplish, and you should try to build bonds with people that are already close to you, instead of trying to get 1,000,001 people to join your group. Just focus on the very close few that you have with you. And over time, if you put it out there, people will come across it, and people will find your group, and people will want to join. But at the same time, you need to take it very carefully, and take this very steady, because a lot of these relationships and bonds are not made overnight, and that's the thing that I think a lot of online otherkin social cliques tend to fail with. They think that just because there's sheer number of people in the group, that they can't fall, or that they can't fail. And from my own experience, I learned through that mistake. I tried to establish something that was pretty much a hybrid of that. I tried to focus on the bonds, but at the same time, I really did think at the time, if I just put an influx of enough people in there and focus on working on bonds and stuff, I can manage to do both. But to me, you really should have to focus. From my own experience, you should focus on a core group of close people to you already, and work on that. And if people really like the message and the message or the theme that your group is presenting, people will want to join on their own, and you shouldn't have to go out and actively recruit people. Now, I know I'm a hypocrite for it, because I know I do have a video on here on my channel that's some type of intro, but at the same time, I really just think it's really a cool thing. And the video, for me, it, in my opinion, it basically puts in a visual video, just like a little mini movie of what I think my group represents, or what I think my group should represent. Basically, a sense of longing. But this is Makanor, and I'm sorry this video went on for like 9 minutes. Probably gonna compress this, and it's gonna be like 8 something. But this is just my opinion on why I think online packs, covens, pods, and stuff fail, because they don't try to establish a quality connection. And another tip, try to focus on meeting up. Try to focus on something that gives you guys a sense of connection. Try to focus on activities or events to do together. And I know that when it comes to online groups, it's hard to get a lot of people online to actually meet up in person. And I do advocate extreme carefulness when meeting people that you know online, and only online. But as far as that, if you know these people, and you've seen them, and you know that they're the person who they are, I do think that when you're running a group, you should try to make these activities, and meeting up in real life would be a pretty good thing to do as well. It would secure or solidify that bond that you're really looking for in these groups. This is Makanor. Like, comment, subscribe. What is your opinion on this? Give me your discussions. Give me your tips. So if anyone else comes across the video, they can scroll through the comments, look at tips for how to run their groups and whatnot.